guys, this week I've really been feeling like I needed to talk to you guys about the power of your words. So my family, we have a chore chart, and one of our chores is at the end of the week we have to recite a memory verse. Our memory verse for last week really jumped out to me, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. It is Proverbs 18:21. It says, "Death and life are within the power of your tongue." So I just think you guys need to know your words have so much power. I mean, just think about it. Death and life are within the power of your tongue. Sometimes when I go to school, I hear a lot of people talk negatively about themselves, about other people, about their family, about their school. And I just think, I wish y'all could just know about how much power you have in your words. So here's what I want to start off by saying. Your words can build or break you and other people. So your words can build up people or they can break them down. So I'm going to talk about how your words can build or break yourself first. So it is just as important to encourage yourself as it is to encourage other people. So if you are encouraged, it goes out and encourages other people, and that's why it's so important. So have you ever just seen somebody who has a super positive mindset? And you know why they're like that? Because whatever's in their heart comes out of their mouth. We learned that lesson one day when I was helping out in kids' church, and I just thought that was so amazing. It really jumped out to me. Because whenever you have positive in your heart, it goes out and it speaks to other people, and that is how you can influence other people just by starting in yourself. So believe it or not, your brain believes what you tell it. So let me ask you this. What are you telling your brain? So think about it like this. Healthy people fill themselves with healthy foods, right? And that's how they become healthy, right? Well, think about it over here. Healthy-minded people tell themselves healthy truth, and that is how they become healthy-minded. So I'm going to read y'all scripture. It's Matthew 12:37. It says, "For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned." So here's kind of what I took from that. Your words can bless you, they can justify you, but they can also condemn or curse you. So let me ask you this. Are your words blessing you or are they cursing you? So I have this example. One of my classes that I take is honors biology. It's very hard, and a lot of times I get kind of stressed out by it. So on test days, I have a whole class full of girls, and as you can tell, they're kind of nervous. So they start speaking negatively over themselves. They start saying, "Oh, I'm going to fail this test, and if I fail this test, then I'm going to get grounded, and then my whole grade's going to drop and everything." And they just get super negative. And I just sit there thinking, if only you knew that your words have so much power, and you were already telling your brain that you were going to fail before you even start to take that test. Every time I hear all that, I just get in my zone and I say, "Malachi Dawson, you are going to pass this test." And you know what? Because I've said that, I have not failed a test yet. So that is just kind of positive things that can help yourself. Now we're going to start talking about how your positive self can impact other people. So whenever you build yourself up, it builds other people up. Proverbs 12:18 says, "The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise heals." So let me ask you this. Are your words piercing other people, or are they healing and restoring other people? What effect do your words have on others? So I'm going to ask y'all a question. I want you to just answer it to yourself. Right now, do you feel like you are a builder or a bulldozer? What I mean by that is, are your words building up other people, or are they mowing other people down? Are they just making them feel negative about themselves, and you're just plowing down any positive thought they had inside of your head? So if your answer was bulldozer, that's okay, but you just have to know that you can't stay that way. You need to change into being a builder for other people. And here's how I want you to do it. Remember how I was telling y'all that whatever's in your heart will come out of your mouth? That is where you need to start. Go inside of yourself and start telling yourself positive things. Maybe it's because you lack self-confidence, and here's how you can help that. One of my role models, Sadie Robertson, she used to struggle with self-confidence, and so what she would do is she would go in the mirror and she would force herself to say 10 positive things about herself. Whenever she looked in the mirror, she used to think very negatively, and that is why saying 10 positive things the first time she looked in the mirror really helped her. So I encourage you guys to go and do that. Tell yourself positive stuff, because like I said before, your brain believes what you tell it. So whenever you declare that out loud, your brain's going to believe you, okay? So another thing that Sadie Robertson said is she has a new line of merch that came out called Words of Affirmation. So I was just listening to her talk about that on her YouTube channel today, and she was saying that many times in the Bible, God affirms us. So I just thought I could read out three ways that God affirmed us in the Bible. So the first one is in Ephesians 1:4. It says, "Just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love." So let's break that down. First it says, just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world. So he's saying before the foundation of this world, he chose us. I think that is just so affirming. I don't know about y'all. And then it said that he wanted us to be holy and without blame before him because he loves us so much. And that is why he sent his son to die on the cross for us, because he wanted to look at us without blame. So that is super good to me. And the next verse I'm going to be talking about is 1 Thessalonians 1:4. This is one of my favorite verses because it's short, it's sweet, and it packs a punch. It says, knowing, beloved brethren, your election by God. So what that means is know your election by God. So this is the election year, right? And we are electing a president to represent us. We're choosing a president to represent us. So God has chosen us. I think that is just so amazing. And that was 1 Thessalonians 1:4. The last verse is Isaiah 43:1. It says, but now thus says the Lord, who created you, O Jacob, and he who formed you, O Israel, says, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name, and you are mine. So here, I'm just going to kind of tell you guys how that really encouraged me, and this is how you can go out and affirm other people. So just think about it like this. I live in Texas. I don't know where y'all live, but just imagine your state. And imagine how big it is, how many people live there. And yet, God knows your name, and he chose you. Now think about the entire United States and all of North America and all of this world, but yet God still knows your name. Now think about the solar system, all the planets. And now think about the entire universe, and God holds it in his hand, and the solar system is barely a speck in the universe. But he still sees you and knows you and calls you by your name. I don't know about y'all, but that just makes me feel so encouraged. So to wrap up, breaking down or building other people is Ephesians 4:29. It says, do not let any unwholesome talk come from your mouths, but only what is helpful to building others. So that just kind of sums up everything. It's saying don't talk negatively, but only speak of things that build other people up. So I have two more quotes for you guys. It says, your words can plant gardens or burn entire forests down. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you're going to work or school and you run into Starbucks. There's a long line, and finally when you get up there, your barista is just kind of slow and she looks like she's having a bad day. So you could just respond in hate and just not be very nice just because you're in a rush and everything, you've got to get to work. But what if you just said kind things? You don't know what that could do to her because you were planting seeds that could blossom into a garden. So we're going to come back to that example in a minute, but we're going to move on to our next quote. So I don't know about y'all, but our family loves Disney movies, and one of my favorite Disney movies is Bambi. And Thumper the Little Rabbit, he says, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So some days whenever you just feel like you're in a bad mood, because we all get in bad moods, just make sure that you don't speak bad things over people. So now I'm just going to quickly recap over everything that we talked about today. So remember the power of your words, Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are within the power of your tongue. So just know your worth and the power of your tongue. And remember, what is in your heart will come out of your mouth. So make sure that what's in your heart is positive, so whenever you go out and speak to other people, that you are encouraging them. And think about it. Are you a bulldozer or a builder whenever you speak to people? Now, the last thing I want to leave with you guys today is you can change your world by changing your words. I'm going to say that again because it was so good. It says, you can change your world by changing your words. So think about it like this. If you change your words into nice, positive things to people, that can it can change their world. So back to my example that I was talking about. What if you said something nice to that barista and you didn't know that she had a terrible morning? So whenever you're nice to her, it puts her in a good mood. It plants those seeds that can blossom into a garden. And you know what? She's going to be in a good mood for the person behind you and the person behind them. And then she'll talk to all of her coworkers and she'll be in a good mood. And it just spreads. And little do you know that you are helping change the world by a chain reaction just because you said something kind. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll see you guys later.